Matisse Thybulle, welcome to year 4. Hope you had a good summer.
Mm-hmm.
Since last time we saw you, you made your second consecutive all-defensive team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You also, one of the last times you spoke to media, you were honest enough, which is always brave, to discuss the fact that the season last year didn't end the way that you would have written it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done in the months since then to get back to yourself and start this season on a fresh note?
So much. It's hard to even sum it up. I mean, physically and mentally, it's just been devoting myself to the work, just accepting, like surrendering to doing the work and living with whatever outcome. And I mean, I'm excited to see how things unfold because I feel like I've given myself to the process of developing as a player and as a person so intensely this summer that, I mean, I would love to set expectations on how all this will manifest throughout the season, but as we know, this is a very unpredictable game. And I mean, I just hope, it was fun. Upstairs, they asked me what percentage do I want to shoot this year, and I was like, well, I want to shoot 100%.
Fair enough.
And I accept that I'll probably be disappointed, but just going into this knowing that I've done the work and being able to take that confidence and ride that wave as far as it wants to take me, I think is the most important thing I have going into the season.
You've talked about confidence a lot over the years. Is this the best place your confidence has been?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to JJ Redick over the summer, and one of the things that he said, he's like, nothing can substitute the work. He's like, if you've done the reps, if you've done the work, the confidence will be there just inherently off of the strength of you've done it and you've seen yourself do it, and then you can repeat that process over and over again. So having that foundation, that body of work that I put together this summer, I think is going to play a huge role in my confidence I feel now and what I'm able to continue to feel as the season goes.
You talked about the work you've put in on the court. What's important to you right now off the court?
Setting myself up for success, in the sense that it's no secret this is a grueling season. The NBA season is not easy for anybody. To play 82 games at the frequency that we do, like, you're bound to have bad days and good days. And for me, it's been finding different modalities, whether it's therapy, meditation, and just understanding myself better so that I can show up for myself better when those situations arrive.
I'm going to press you on one of those because men don't talk about therapy a lot. You know, it's something I'm passionate about. Why is that something important for you?
Because how you show up for yourself is how you show up for the world. And one of the things that I take a lot of pride in is who I am to and for other people. And one of the things I realized was that at times that was coming from a place of pain or hurt or trauma. And in going back and like sitting with myself and sitting with different therapists, trying out multiple different therapists, trying meditation and just being with my emotions and my mind, it's allowed me to come back to a place where I can be that person and be somebody for other people that comes from this unconditional place of just being able to show up in the best way for me and others. And I don't know what work you can do as a human that is better than the work that you do for yourself, because that will help you in every aspect of your life.
Thank you for sharing that. I know you're really invested in your community in Philadelphia, and I know it's something that you traditionally do, giving back at least incognito, under the radar. Is there anything you are willing to share about the ways you've invested in your community and the communities that you support?
What am I willing to share? I think a basketball court should be unveiled at some point this season that I helped do with Red Bull. We reconstructed a court. And then just in a more personal sense, there's organizations in North Philly and Kensington that show up amazingly for the community and the people who need it. And a friend of mine, Margot Murphy, started a nonprofit called Sunday Love, and just being as close as I can to that organization, whether it's anything that she needs for it or anything that the community that she's serving needs, just being able to show up for it in whatever ways I'm called on.
If I'm not mistaken, feeding those less fortunate was something that was important to your mom, I think you've talked about before. How much does that play into the fact that you're carrying on her legacy now?
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, when you grow up in an environment that makes serving the less fortunate and just showing up for the people who need you normal, it makes it really easy to continue it on into adulthood and find it in my own ways. But to know that it was started and ingrained in me through my mother, and I can go out into the world and my community and be an example of that makes you really proud.
Seems a little bit surface level to now jump towards basketball, so I apologize that I don't have a better segue. But Matisse, last time you sat here a year ago, you talked about what a privilege it is to have front row seats to the Joel Embiid show. You called him an unstoppable weapon. Sure enough, he got even better after you said that. If you had to give the community a teaser trailer for the upcoming season of the Joel Embiid show, what do you think people are going to see?
I feel like one of my quotes from last year that people really loved, which of course they did because I work so hard to speak eloquently, and they choose this.
I know what you're going to say.
I like when he dunks. I mean, I think it's just going to be a lot of that. Truthfully, more than anything, I think Joel is going to bring to the table as a player. I think his evolution as a person and a teammate will be what allows our team to take these next strides forwards. And being able to sacrifice as a star player, as a core anchor of the foundation of our team, and do what's necessary for us to be better, not so much for him to be better, I think is going to speak the loudest as far as what us teammates and coaches and just people in the team see from him.
You mentioned sacrifice, and perhaps no one, maybe in the entire league, embodies on-court sacrifice the way that Tobias Harris does. What did you see from him last year, especially when James joined the team? The way he adjusted, the way he improved while sacrificing for the team, and what can you learn from that?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, the year before last year, Tobias should have been an all-star. And then going into the season we had last year, to go from being a fringe all-star, in my opinion, an all-star, to being someone who's now adapting and adjusting and taking on roles that are not necessarily your norm, but what are necessary for the team to succeed. And we all know Tobias is an amazing dude on and off the court, but as a leader, and I think as a man, to see someone be able to do that in real time. It wasn't like Tobias had an off season to just think about how he could change for the team. He had no time. He had to do it in real time with us, and we all learned on the fly, and he did it in a way where there was no complaints, and it was just 100% effort. And I think it's an amazing example for younger players, myself included, just to see someone who's established in the league be able to pivot on the fly like that for the betterment of the team.
You're going into year 4. The last time you went into a year 4, you were a senior at Washington. How have you changed since your most recent year 4?
I don't even know if I'm the same person anymore. One of the things that I've learned about the NBA and I've learned about myself is that we live and operate in a very high stakes environment, whether that's just your personal life, but more importantly, your professional. And that forces you, and they say pressure makes diamonds. It can either make you or break you. But this pressure to continue to evolve as a player, I think goes hand in hand in the pressure to evolve as a person. And for me personally, I feel that every year I sit down in this seat and I feel like a different person. I feel like my views and the way I see the world and I'm able to communicate it change. And I hope and I believe that that also allows me to be a better player as I get the whole holistic approach to what is Matisse Thybulle.
Last question. What's one thing you wish you knew when you started your NBA career?
That I wish I knew that the journey was just as important as the destination. So the work that you do, the experiences you have are just as, and in some cases more important than the results. And I'm learning that now. I've learned it recently, and being able to live it and embody it as I move through life and approach this season has been an enlightening process. But if I had known and believed that as young Matisse coming into the NBA, I think it would have been a really valuable lesson to learn early.
Matisse, we appreciate your thoughtfulness as always. I appreciate you for talking about therapy. Thank you so much, and good luck this year.
Thank you.